Psycho women on paternity court.
You are not the father. What's funny?
I heard that, it was kind of like, ooh, that's why I laughed.
You just performing now? You want your baby to be a stage show? That's on you. Keep performing.
Nobody's side chick
It's
because
weird.
your husband is the one that tells me
It's
he
weird,
wants to leave.
but that makes you a side chick.
No,
That
it
makes you a
doesn't.
side chick. We're
No, it does
legally
not.
married.
Wait a
That makes
minute.
you
No, it does
mistress.
not. No, it does not.
Listen.
Meet Miss Thomas, a courageous woman or a plain psycho, determined to prove the paternity of her 8-month-old son, Jakai, in hopes of winning back Mr. Nelson, the man she spent 6 years with and shared 5 children. But there's a twist. Mr. Nelson suspects infidelity and denies Jakai as his son.
Miss Thomas, you claim you spent 6 years in a relationship with the defendant, Mr. Taylor, and gave him 5 beautiful children. In return, he cheated on you and is now questioning the paternity of your youngest child, 8-month-old Jakai.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Lake dips deep into Miss Thomas and Mr. Nelson's tumultuous relationship. Despite their love against all odds, Miss Thomas admits seeking solace with another man in response to Mr. Nelson's past cheating. Explosive secrets unravel as we learn they were together for 5 years and had 4 other children before Jakai came along, making him potentially their 5th child.
Miss Thomas, now you were painting a picture about you like you all were in love. It was against
We
all
were.
odds.
We were.
So what is this? Why then do you start having other men popping up on your phone?
It wasn't men, it was that one man.
Why did you get in a relationship with this one man? As retaliation for
wasn't-
his cheating?
Basically.
Mr. Nelson spills the beans, revealing how Miss Thomas confessed about the other guy herself. Mr. Nelson shares how he sought advice from friends after Miss Thomas stopped being intimate with him for a month. The shocking revelation leads to Miss Thomas admitting she was pregnant, but instead of embracing it, Mr. Nelson denies their son after meeting Miss Campbell.
How did you find out about the other guy?
I told him.
She honest. I'm not gonna lie. She do be honest.
I told him.
So what did you say? You just came to him and said, I have something to tell you?
We weren't
He would
having sex.
ask.
We was never having sex
We would-
no more.
we
2
weren't.
months go by, 3. I'm like, I started calling my friends and stuff. I'm like, yo, if your girl don't have sex with you for like a whole month straight, what can you do? They was like, what do that mean? I said, is it over? They was like, bro, she messing with somebody else.
Judge Lake cuts to the chase, calling out the complicated love triangle and Mr. Nelson's double game. Both women confront each other, but Judge Lake's firm words remind them of their shared experiences as mothers of Mr. Nelson's children. Mr. Nelson's scheming is exposed as Judge Lake sees through his intentions. Will the truth about Jakai's father finally come to light?
Both of you all confused. He's sleeping with both of y'all. Okay? So look, let's clear the air. Neither one of you are on a step higher than the other. Cause you may now be his wife, but that's the mother of all his children and maybe another one. I can see the look on your face, Mr. Nelson.
Mr. Nelson is confirmed to be the father of Jakai, making it his 5th child with Miss Thomas. But Judge Lake warns that it's not over yet. She sets the record straight, urging them to figure things out for the sake of the child. As emotions run high, decisions must be made for the future.
Mr. Nelson, you are the father.
I met him and he already had, 4 kids with her. So what's one more?
Step into the world of paternity court, where Miss Petty shares her fatherless upbringing, determined to break the cycle for her daughter, Aaliyah. 2 potential fathers come forward, and DNA tests are ready to reveal the truth. Emotions soar as Mr. Ball doubts paternity, while Mr. Daniel dreams of being Aaliyah's dad.
Miss Petty, you say you grew up without a father and claim you don't want the same for your daughter, Alea.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Ball, you're one of the 2 men we've tested and state you do not believe you fathered the child because of Miss Petty's promiscuous past.
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Petty's heart-wrenching story of love and betrayal unfolds in the courtroom. Judge Lake empathizes as the cycle of pain is unveiled. The audience hangs on every word, hoping for revelations that could change lives. Miss Petty's actions, though well-intentioned, may inadvertently perpetuate the cycle she seeks to break. A poignant exchange captivates everyone, holding their breath for more revelations.
When I first met Mr. Ball, I fell in love with him. He told me about some stuff he was going through, and he knew what I was going through. Everything was fine, and then he left. And while I was pregnant with my son, I went through kids making fun of me about it, and girls were trying to gang up on me while I'm 6 months pregnant. What? I didn't want to go to school. He made me go to school because, I need my education.
Mr. Daniels' doubts take center stage, sparking intense exchanges in the paternity court. His conflicting emotions about Aaliyah's resemblance to another child raise his eyebrows. The courtroom becomes a cauldron of emotions, eager for clues to uncover the truth. The verdict approaches and tensions escalate, leaving everyone on edge.
Miss Petty has openly admitted in court today that she was having a sexual relationship with Mr. Ball, also with you. But how did that doubt come about?
We were at the hospital and situation where I looked at her and figured out that she has a little possibility to look like AJ, which is her son.
Judge Lake confronts Miss Petty about her true feelings, leading to a gasp-inducing revelation. Passion and conflicting emotions grip the courtroom. Tensions rise as testimonies collide, and the search for Aaliyah's paternity intensifies. The crowd awaits a final bombshell that could change everything.
You're in a relationship with this man and you love his level of responsibility as it relates to your children, and yet in the relationship there's been issues that have come up which make you doubt him.
Yes.
So I'ma tell you like it is, you use that as an excuse to continue to sleep with the man you really want to be with. Now tell me I'm wrong.
The truth shocks the paternity court, leaving everyone speechless. Mr. Ball is declared Aaliyah's father. Emotions soar as both sides react. Judge Lake emphasizes love and commitment in fatherhood. The audience applauds, witnessing a powerful transformation and understanding the importance of the family's well-being. The essence of love and truth prevails in this life-altering moment.
Mr. Ball, you are her father. That's a first, Jerome. Absolute silence.
He do not deserve to be a father, honestly. He don't.
Sentimental boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be riveted. Miss Foster makes a powerful claim against her ex-boyfriend. They had a planned pregnancy, but he vanished and denied being Ja'Kiah's dad. Is this woman psycho, or is she telling the truth? But wait, Mr. Jackson fires back with accusations of infidelity.
Miss Foster, you claim you and your ex-boyfriend planned your pregnancy only to have him abandon you and deny paternity. You are here to prove that he is your daughter, Ja'Kiah's biological father. You want him to step up and take care of his daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
This courtroom showdown takes a jaw-dropping turn. Mr. Jackson drops a bombshell, accusing Miss Foster of being pregnant by your so-called brother. But wait, it doesn't stop there. The drama unfolds as he claims she used him for a place to stay, while she fiercely objects. A gripping revelation. Another pregnancy after he left town. Who's telling the truth here? Was he playing house here and there? And did he get Miss Foster pregnant?
It was like I mentioned it to her, you feel me? She saw she using me for a place to
I
stay.
can't come nowhere pregnant
all
if I
types of
just had a
stuff.
baby and it's January and I wasn't pregnant.
Yes.
He thinks you all are boyfriend and girlfriend.
No, Your Honor, he doesn't think. He had a whole nother girlfriend out of town. He wanted to play house here and there and have us in a polygamous relationship, which he don't got it like that.
The intrigue deepens as Miss Foster confesses to sleeping with Sean during the same week as Mr. Jackson. Another man claims paternity, stirring emotions. But hold on, Miss Foster reveals a crucial detail, the conception date. Can she explain why she brought only Mr. Jackson to court?
I went to the doctor's office, they gave me the conception calendar. I got pregnant February 21st. That's the same day you left. So that week and that week before, I had a menstrual period. We're sleeping together the entire time. While I'm on in the shower every night, every day, 3 times a day, lunch, breakfast, and dinner.
Jackson drops a bombshell, claiming he doesn't talk to her on the phone. He admits to nonstop arguments with his girl, leaving everyone on edge. Judge Lake steps in, slyly questioning if he's avoiding spending time with her. Foster confesses he's miles away. Foster shares how his efforts to connect with her have gone awry.
You don't even click. We get on the phone and argue, me, you, and my girl every time. So what's the point of keep calling her? Me and my girl got.
So is that the long way of saying you don't even spend no time with her?
I'm like 4 hours away. I asked her, you feel me? I can go and get Jakaya. Oh no, you're not bringing her up there. Woo woo. My girl ain't got nothing to do with that. This is my daughter. You feel me? Then why can't I be around her?
Judge Lake confronts Foster about his girlfriend and daughter talking without him in the picture, igniting curiosity. Foster insists he's not involved in their phone calls, but the judge digs deeper. Foster should prioritize his possible daughter, Jakaya. Drama unfolds as Foster and his girlfriend are called out for endless chatter. But it's not just a show, it's a real-life situation.
You should already have Jakaya on your mind if this is a possibility that this child is yours. But I see what's happening here. Just like I told you before, both of you all, y'all can talk. And I mean, look, it's entertaining. A baby's life ain't no show.
Okay.
It's a real life.
Mr. Jackson awaits the results. Then it's revealed he is not the father. The audience erupts with shock while Foster laughs. Is she a psycho? But wait, Judge Lake has something to say. She calls out Foster's theatrical antics, challenging her to step up as a real mother. The truth may be messy, but nobody lives a perfect life.
Mr. Jackson, you are not the father. What's funny?
I heard that. It was kind of like, ooh. That's why I laughed.
You just performing now? You want your baby to be a stage show? That's on you. Keep performing.
It's intense, it's heart-wrenching, and it's about a psycho woman, Miss White, determined to save her marriage and family. The catch? She's got to prove to her husband, Mr. White, that he's the father of their adorable 3-year-old daughter, Savannah. But there's a twist. Mrs. White admits she cheated in the past.
Mr. White, you claim to have physical proof your wife broke her vows, and as much as you love Savannah, you do not believe you're her biological father and are prepared to divorce your wife when the test proves your case. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. White, a divorce?
Yes, ma'am.
The drama continues to escalate. Kayla's confession shocks everyone as she reveals how her whirlwind romance with Mr. White led to a hasty marriage at 19. But wait, it gets more gripping. She started cheating. Mr. White's heartbreak intensifies when he learned 6 months after little Savannah's birth that there was a 50-50 chance she wasn't his.
I moved in with them after a month of being together, and then probably 8 months later, I ended up getting pregnant with our first child. We ended up getting married.
You got married young?
Yes.
Did you start cheating?
Yes.
Mr. White, when did you find this out?
I didn't find out for sure until she immediately told me.
Mr. White brings out undeniable proof of his wife's recent infidelity. Text messages from Valentine's Day, no less. The audience gasps as they witness the shocking exchange between Kayla and her ex-boyfriend. But Kayla fires back, defending herself passionately.
I have text messages proof right here. She went to another man's house while I'm sitting at the house with the kids.
Well, that's because you didn't even get me anything, and you were just yelling at me. You were treating me like crap and was gonna go to a friend's house.
Because you were saying you were going to a park at 9 o'clock at night.
Mr. White, brave and determined, confesses that despite his wife's betrayal, he stayed for the sake of their 3 kids and the one on the way. Love for his children fuels his decision to endure the heartache. But there's more. Shocking pictures surface, exposing Kayla's sexting with other men, leaving everyone speechless. The courtroom erupts with gasps as the evidence unfolds.
How many children do you have?
We have 3 and 1 on the way.
3 and 1 on the way. All of this is the reason why you've stayed.
Yep, it's my children because I love them so much and they need a mother and father. They don't just need one of them. I have pictures of her sexting people.
Pictures? I'm afraid to look, Jerome.
Kayla is confident that the child she's carrying is Mr. White's, but doubts linger in his mind. He bravely admits that if Savannah turns out not to be his, he'll face a tough choice. Either work things out or call it quits. The suspense builds and we hold our breath in anticipation. What will the test reveal?
Around the time I got pregnant, I have not slept with nobody.
Mr. White, does that somehow alleviate your doubt at all?
If Savannah comes back just being the only one that's not mine, I have the decision to sit there and either try to make it work with her or to call it quits. But if more than one comes back not mine, there is no working on it. It is over.
At last, the truth prevails. Savannah White is indeed Mr. White's daughter, and the courtroom erupts with applause. The relief and happiness are palpable as the couple's love for their children prevail. But that's not all. The other results are in, and Mr. White is confirmed to be the father of all his children, including the unborn one.
Mr. White, you are her father. How do you feel?
I feel happy.
How do you feel, Ms. White?
Relieved, because he's a great dad and I want him to be all of my children's father.